talk about sort of working under pressure there, and you said like with working with timelines and so forth. How do you find working under that immense pressure? Because obviously you're working for a company like BBC Asia and One Extra. How do you cope with sort of working with so many things at the same time?
Um, these are very tricky questions, Georgia,
And
to
I'm
answer.
sorry to stand it as well. I'm
No,
sorry. Yeah.
I suppose at the moment, obviously, a long legacy with One Extra, and I'm currently working with the BBC Asian Network, which is a fantastic team that I'm so proud of. So like you say, it's busy because we're creating obviously live radio, but also podcasts, DJ mixes, discussion, events, and news.
Mm.
For that station for the British Asian community, and specifically those with sort of South Asian heritage. So, and for me, it's been a wonderful way to sort of grow my knowledge of, additional cultures as well. So I think I learn from them half the time, even though I'm editor, more than they learn from me. But I'd like to think we meet each other in the middle. And yeah, we sort of just challenge one hurdle at a time as a team, and it goes back to what we were saying earlier. When it gets stressful and busy, we have to remind ourselves why we're doing it, and the audience don't see all the stuff behind the scenes. They see the finished, or they hear the finished product, or they see the finished product. And we know the impact that it can have on people in a positive way. So that's what keeps us going. And it's kind of a not weird, but it's a interesting time for radio because there's such a hunger for authentic sort of discussion, popularity of podcasts, and then you've also got that thirst for music, hence the popularity of streaming sites. And so you imagine those sort of two rooms, and we do stuff for those two rooms, dedicated on the website and everything else. But the live radio is an interesting period for all radio stations because it's a mix of both. And if you get it wrong, you kind of end up not pleasing anybody in a sense, because if the speech and the presenters aren't authentic, then people won't come from the podcast. Like, I just stick my podcast. And if the music isn't really matching the feel and thirst of your audience as well, then they just stay with their streaming sites. But when you get it right, you can absolutely bring everything together. People who want authentic discussion can hear that, but interspersed with music, and people who love music, we're playing the tunes with them, and they're hearing curators still, and really hot DJ mixes as well. And so my job is to sort of help us get that fine balance and get it right. And radio still plays an important role. And I think at the moment, especially because it's weird times, people have been working from home and stuff, and they want to hear some tunes to get them through the day. But your streaming site can feel a bit lonely at times. You're just going through your playlist, but actually there's absolutely been a need for people to feel connected. And it's weird because you've got all these new apps now where you can network sharing, where you can watch the same film at the same time. But weirdly, radio has been doing that for nearly 100 years, whereby you just play a record and everyone's listening to it at the same time. And that's quite a powerful thing still, and I think it's proving it over the last few months.
100%, because I actually wanted to get into how you find new music yourself. So with radio and streaming sites, is that for you what you find the best way to find new music?
Combination, yeah. I love radio still, and I'm not just saying because I'm biased. I love the fact that someone's taken time. I was speaking to Bobby Friction the other day, and his job is 6 days a week, just purely going through new music and actually having that filter, then having someone curate those tracks in order for you to hear them and enjoy them. I think it's still really special, and hear their story. Only because I get dizzy with there's so much music out there, and absolutely it's the best time to be alive for music. It's just incredible. You've got literally the whole world's history of music on your phone. And if you'd have told me that 20 years ago, I'd be like, what? And I mean, I'm old, Georgia, so I remember the days when, for over a decade, my Saturday was just record shopping. I'd go to Uptown Records, Central London, to buy a vinyl, and then go down to Red Records in Brixton, then up to Dub Bender and Clapham Junction for the reggae, praying that they had the record that I wanted, because if they didn't, I knew I had to go then to Dub Bender in West London to go and get it in Shepherd's Bush. And that was my Saturday. And I'd get home probably with about 15 tunes and carry bags of vinyl and then enjoy them on the Saturday night. And now, this is how spoiled I am. Now, I get annoyed if I find an album not on one of my streaming sites. So the fact that Aaliyah's not on Spotify, her album, and what was the other one? Oh, Diamond D, like old school album. But for some reason, I don't know if it's a licensing thing, it's not on Spotify. So that is how spoiled I am. I've got all this music, and now I've gone from sort of searching for records on a Saturday to now searching for gaps, and then getting annoyed when I find them. So bad should be.
Look, I feel exactly the same way, because I started off with, talk about going old school, I used to start off with a Walkman, a tape player and a Walkman.
I thought I was the old one here.
No, I'm old too. I remember I used to like pray that the song that I wanted to listen back to came on the radio, and I quickly push record onto my tape player, and then wait for it to call. I wait for a few minutes, okay, and I listen to it back, and then cut off just before the DJ started talking again, and then listen to it, rinse it, repeat it, play it again, do it that way. And I remember then from there on to CD players, obviously the Walkmans and so forth. And I remember if I wanted to like record onto my CD player, I had to like obviously record the whole album onto it. And then sometimes we forget there was no memory left on it, so it was just cut out halfway through, thinking, oh damn, I wanted that album so bad. But it's like you said, you've got the whole world at your fingertips now. I mean, like with things like Spotify to Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube obviously as well. And I completely agree with you. Like, I think this is the best time for music now, because there's such a immense sort of wealth of music out there that anyone can listen to at any time now. You can walk down the road, and like I'm like you, where if you said this 20 years ago that we could have the whole world's music in the palm of your hand, I thought you were crazy. But now I can't walk down the road without putting music on, whether it's the newest album or a soundtrack for something or a podcast or something. It's just got the whole world of music in your hands now. I think it's incredible.